A lot of people talk about the Lion Diet and they talk about how to do it, what to eat, but not many people talk about the mind state that's required to make this happen. Now, I don't know what it is you're going through, but for you to be considering taking on a diet like this, it's got to be something pretty bloody bad. Because beef isn't exactly something that you would choose to eat. I mean, I didn't even really enjoy it before this diet. It doesn't taste of anything, really, does it? It's sort of like it's a soft sort of nothingness. So I thought I would share some of my experiences, some of the mind states that helped me get through this, and just see if it provides any sort of help. Because I know it's hard. I know it's a difficult one to go through. I mean, the first thing that hit me was the tiredness. Feeling exhausted, feeling like, can't get out of bed. It was like effort to get up and out of bed at first. And when that happens to you, you've got to bear in mind that what's happening is your body is just adapting. It's just adjusting. It's learning how to not have all of these things that it was taking energy from before. It was probably getting energy from caffeine. It was probably getting energy from carbohydrates. It was probably getting energy from the sugars. And now it ain't getting any of that anymore. And it's got to learn how to get that energy just from the meat. And when it does learn how to do that, that's when you get consistent levels of energy and you don't keep getting all these peaks and crashes. You're consistently at a high level of energy. And I would actually bet that my energy right now at 9 something PM at night is higher than it was at any point during the day back when I had that. Even when it was peaking, it wasn't as high as it is right now. It truly is an amazing thing if you can just stick with it and get through it. So the energy, the energy is a big one. Another thing I want to talk about is, for me, I took on the mind state of I would rather starve than eat anything other than beef. And the reason I took that mind state on is because if I'm out of the house and there's nowhere for me to get any clean beef, and by clean beef I mean non-processed stuff, I'd rather not eat anything. And it ain't a big deal. Before I got on this diet, that sounded so extreme to me. Oh my God, I'm not gonna eat for 5 hours, 6 hours. How will I live? But it ain't anything. I do it sometimes now just so I forget to eat. And my mum's often joked that it's because you don't want to eat, because you don't enjoy it when you're eating nothing but beef. But that's actually a good thing if you think about it. Because if you don't want to keep eating all the time, it shows that you was just eating because it was something that you found pleasurable. Well, on the other side of this, once you get through this and you heal your body and you start to live a fuller life, you'll find pleasures in things other than food. And food becomes something that you think, how did I ever think that that was a pleasurable thing to do? Eating food that tasted in that way. Why did I ever take any sort of comfort in that? It's not that good. Another thing I want to talk about is the way that people respond to this. You've got to take on the mind state of, I don't need other people to support me. I don't need other people to understand what I'm doing. It doesn't matter what they understand. I'm doing this. I'm not doing it for that person. I mean, this is the diet that is ridiculed the most by far on the internet, I would say. I think that carnivore diet gets ridiculed quite heavily. I think vegetarians get ridiculed, but I think Lion Diet is the one that they attack the most because it's probably the most extreme diet, isn't it? So it attracts it, and that's fair enough. But my point is, what I'm getting at here is that you're not doing it for other people, right? You're doing it for you. Like if you were going to do a diet, you'd do a cool one that people like, one that people like to say that they're doing. But you never really, no one likes to admit they're doing the Lion Diet, do they? When people go, what's that? And you say, I'm just eating beef. People are like, well, that's weird. Or they'll say like, oh, you must be constipated all the time. Or they'll say, you're going to die, you can't do that, or whatever, you get all of that stuff. So it's not like you're doing it for them. So you don't need them to support you. You don't need them to understand you. You got to do it for you. I never struggled with that one at all, personally, but I know a lot of other people do. And I did definitely get a lot of weird reactions when you talk about it. When you tell people you're doing it, they're like, okay, that's a bit odd. But if it works, it works. So what does it matter? Right, let me see what else I've got here. Right, another big one. Here's a big mind state that you need to take on, is that you're doing this now, even though it's going to make you suffer in the short term, the cravings. I used to dream about burger buns. They used to haunt me in my sleep. I'd be asleep And this is no exaggeration. I would be asleep and I would dream that I was eating the burger bun, not the burger with everything, just literally the bun of the burger. I craved it. So I would dream I was eating it and I would wake up startled like a nightmare, like I had just done something and failed, and I would feel this disappointment. And then I'd be relieved to realize that it was just a very bad dream. But ain't it good actually, when you think about it, that become my nightmare? Eating a bun of a burger instead of something like a normal nightmare. That's what I was dreaming about. But that's how much it meant to me, because I saw the difference it was making. And this is the same with you. Once you get past that 2-week mark, it's easy after that, compared to the first 2 weeks anyway. Not to say you ain't gonna have issues, but I can honestly say I never slipped up once. Not through weakness. I never once said, I can't do this anymore, I'm eating this other thing. There was a time I come off it for a little while, but that's another story I've told elsewhere, so you already know that if you watch the other videos. And that's what you gotta be like. Take on a more sort of militant mind state. You're not playing with this, this is your health. On the other side of this, you can have a fulfilling life. You can actually do things again. You can actually live the life you wanna live after this. You ain't gotta be stuck indoors. And if you actually stick with this, and you do go about it with this strength and conviction, you could be the person sitting on YouTube talking about how it changed your life. You don't have to, but you could be talking to someone else about that. You could be talking to your friend, you could be talking to your wife, your husband, whatever. You could be saying the same thing I'm saying right now. This fixed everything. You could have that. I think that's everything I want to go through. But I'm going to put in a disclaimer. You can take this too far. It's like me. I was banned from Colchester Zoo for chasing the gazelles. I was asked to leave Morrison's for baring my teeth at OAP. And I was arrested for marking my territory in the garden. Now, I don't have a garden, and it was Piccadilly Garden, so it's fair enough. But the way I see it is that we're not lions while we're eating. We are lions for life. Now, I'm only playing around. Obviously, I didn't get arrested, you know. I mean, can you imagine a PCSO or whatever they're called, one of them women with the little notepads who write down, take your details and all that, trying to stop me and my pride while we're marking our territory in Piccadilly Gardens? It was me, Carnivore Cam, Eddie Abu, and Jordan Peterson. And Michaela was there too. And I said, Michaela, you go and take McDonald's, mark our territory there, and me and the boys, we got the rest. She handled business there, and we handled business here. And I tell you what, I have never seen so much masculinity on display. There was a sense in the air. You could smell the pure, raw alpha energy. And I tell you what, people were literally running away from that scent. At least I think that's what they were running away from. All right, I'm going to stop the video now. The end part was just all BS. You know what I'm saying with the first part. Make it happen. Stay strong. It's going to be worth it. On the other side, there's a better life. Stick with it. It worked for me. It might work for you. Give it 2 weeks at least. If you can make any improvement, don't stop now.